A few months ago, Facebook rolled out the biggest algorithm change in years, and 90% of advertisers have no idea how to adapt to it. Now, I've been running ads for nearly a decade and I've helped my clients generate millions of dollars in sales online. And we do most of that using Facebook ads. So I spent the last couple of months doing a bunch of testing with my clients. We've come up with a new strategy for how we're handling this algorithm update and a new campaign structure that's working for us. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything so you know exactly what you need to do too. Now, I think the most important place to start is to understand what's actually changed. So this new algorithm update is called Andromeda, and here's everything that you need to know. So basically, the short version of this is over the last couple of years, Facebook has been having so many ads uploaded to its platform that it had to retool its algorithm to be able to handle this because there was just like orders of magnitudes more ads being loaded up than ever before. And so they came up with this new update called the Meta Andromeda update. And basically what it is it's like a new algorithm that helps decide what ads are potential candidates to get shown to people. That's the high level version. Now, the important thing here is understanding like, you know, what they say about it. Like imagine having a personal concierge that knows your taste so well. They don't just know that you like shoes, but they know you like to wear red flip-flops to the beach. Andromeda learns your preferences so Meta can show you ads that are relevant and interesting. That's the important part. So what they want to do is have the best, deepest understanding of exactly what type of ads every single person clicks on. What are their interests? What are they interested in right now? What type of ad formats do they like? And all of this stuff. This will all come up later as we're handling this. The key to handling all of this is another article that they came out with over here called The Creative Advantage, Unlocking the Power of Diversification. So this is where they're talking about how they have creative diversification in order to handle this new Andromeda update. Now, what they're saying is they see people who are using a wide range of different themes, messages, and visuals do better and have better performance. Even in like the one testimonial that they chose to use in this, it's like they're talking about going from 3 to 4 creatives a week to almost 50 a week on average. Now, in our testing, we don't have to do 50 a week, but this is just showing like this is what they want. They want creative diversification. They want people with different themes, messages, and visuals inside of their ad accounts so that the algorithm can decide what is the best ad that can be shown to this person at this moment, and it can serve that ad to that person. So just one more little article. This is from John Loomer over here, and this is kind of like, what does this mean? So we want to stop chasing the perfect combo of like ad and creative because there isn't one. Like there isn't a winner for your entire ad account because what works for one person might not work for another person. One person might be really into video while another person tends to convert more on static images. One person likes long copy over short copy, all of that stuff. And Andromeda is going to help personalize the delivery of every single ad that's getting shown to people. Targeting largely happens at the ad level. So this has been going on for a long time. People always talk about broad targeting. I've said on the channel for a long time, like we test it all the time. And I don't find that broad targeting is the absolute best. I would not say that we only use broad targeting. And especially with new accounts, we don't use broad targeting. But we have huge interest now. So when we're launching a new ad account, and I'll show you the exact structure we're using just here in a second, but it's like we will just stack tons of interest or tons of lookalikes, and we will test broad. Really, the main thing that we'll do is like reduce people based on what is the actual location. So like what country do we want to be advertising to? If there's an age or gender thing that we need to reduce because we just know those people aren't customers, we'll add that in there. But most of our ad sets are just super broad, not in the sense that they have no targeting, but these are massive audiences, 5, 10, 15 million people. And then simplifying our account structure. So this is definitely something we've been seeing is like the less campaigns that we have and the less ad sets that we have, the better our campaigns are performing. And that issue that we used to see where like we would load up, 7 ads into an ad set and then only one would get spent and the rest would be basically zero. We're starting to see that even out more after this update. And so again, I'll get into the exact update, the actual settings that we're using here. But this is kind of the big thing here is Facebook wants to see people who are running ads with different themes, messages, and visuals. And so this is going to affect you in 2 main ways. There's like what you're actually doing inside the ad account, which is how you're actually setting up and structuring your ads. And then there's what you're doing outside of the ad account. So like the focus on creatives. And I'm going to give you the exact framework on how we're actually doing this, but it's like, what are the actual creatives that you're making to get inside your account? But it fundamentally gets us away from those days where you used to just like lock yourself in a room with your headphones and then just focus on these like super hyper segmented campaigns. And now it's really just a very simplified structure. And then we focus on creatives. So Facebook told us they want this creative diversity, which is just different themes, messaging, and visuals. And so back in the old days, like what we used to do is we would have, like for the last couple of years, we basically had one CBO campaign. We would have a winning audience, and inside each ad set would kind of be one concept, and that might be like one talking head video with 3 different hooks. So, we'd have hook 1, hook 2, hook 3, but it was all like basically the same ad concept. And we were just testing like slight variations on it. What Facebook's telling us is, hey, based on this new algorithm update, we don't want that. What we want is like entirely different themes, messagings, and visuals. So what that means is now we need to come up with completely different ads. And we need to come up with completely different reasons why someone might buy this thing or go through our customer journey. And we need to have all of that inside of one campaign. And so here's what it looks like. So if you think about your core customer, like who is your core avatar? Let's pick the example of like you are an e-com coach, you sell e-commerce coaching, you have a high ticket program helping people get into, your style of drop shipping or, e-commerce or whatever. So you have your like one perfect core avatar in your mind. So like, you're really good at helping people who are like already sold on e-com. They've already gotten started, but they haven't had a lot of success, and you can help them get past whatever, 50, 100K a month. So what are all the reasons why somebody might buy your e-com program? Like maybe at this stage, they're just wanting to like quit their job and go full time. Maybe that's like one of the things that they want to do. Maybe this person is like, wants the status of being a successful entrepreneur. Maybe that's like the main thing that's motivating them. Maybe they're like already getting started on this, and what they want to do is figure out, like, they have a very tactical problem of like choosing winning products, and they're trying to figure out like, cool, man, I know what I'm doing, but I have a good idea, but I can't figure out how to do winning products. Maybe they're looking to like connect with people. Like, they want to find like-minded people who are also on this journey. And they're looking for like a community of people. So that might be one. And maybe this is like someone who's like super passionate about a product that they made, and they want to make a business out of it. All of these people might be your core avatar and like who there is. But these might be like different reasons why they might see an ad and then get really engaged and want to go forward and go through your funnel. Let's say you have like, presumably you have like a VSL funnel or something that teaches people, why they should work with you and all of that stuff. The point of this is what we're looking at here is a bunch of different themes and angles that we could use in our ads. So in one particular ad set, we might have ads that are hitting on these different things. And historically, we might have seen like one of these would have just done really well, and we would just kept hammering on one. But what Facebook is telling us now is like, hey, we want to see a bunch of these different things. We want to see a bunch of reasons why people would want to sign up and join your stuff. So now, once we have these different ideas and these different themes that we want to talk about in our ads, the big thing we need to focus on is basically like how we are packaging these ads. And this is where we can really have some fun with it. So if we think about all the different types of ads that we could run, we can have images, we can have videos, we can have carousels. I can never spell this one. Carousel. And within that, like for images, we might have just like a native image, like a picture of you with a headline on it. We might have like a before and after. We might have like a post-it note, handwritten ad. We might have like a testimonial. We have just like a super Canva style, like graphic design for videos. We might have like a talking head. We might have like a super educational one. We might just have like a B-roll with voiceover. We might do like a case study video. We might do like a super short 7-second ad. And then for carousel, like, we might do like, again, like some native images. We could do like a Twitter style, kind of carousel. We do like testimonials. All of these are different packagings. And so what Facebook is telling us is, hey man, we want to see different messaging, different themes, and we want to see different visuals. Like, we want all of these inside of your account, because we know that some people engage more with this stuff. Some people engage more with this stuff. Some people engage with this stuff at top of the funnel, but then they convert better with this stuff. And Facebook has all of that knowledge. Like, Facebook has tens of thousands of data points on everybody and how each individual is converting through things. And so what they're saying is, hey man, if you'll give us all this, we'll figure out exactly how to get it to people so it converts the best. Now, if you're thinking like, man, this sounds like a lot of work, the good thing is now with AI these days, we can pump out a lot more creatives like this. And a big part of what we're doing is like working with our clients to help templatize a lot of this stuff and use AI processes for a lot of this stuff. So when we need talking head scripts, I think yesterday I sent one of my clients like 15 talking head scripts. It took me probably 45 minutes, like go through and do that process. But like, man, coming up with 15 talking head scripts in 15 minutes is pretty crazy. Like we've turned most of these into like Canva style templates. So we can actually just like give these to our clients, or we can make these for our clients themselves. And we can just like go through, fill out the templates. And like, we have all these are just these, but using multiple. So it's like, it is a lot of work, and we're having to be more focused on being a creative agency or being like a more creative brand. But at the end of the day, like that's just what it's going to take to stand out and get customers on Facebook going forward. Okay, so let's get into the campaign structure, because I'm a media buyer too, so I geek out about all this super technical stuff. Let me explain to you what's working for us now. I expect that this will evolve and change, and I'll make new videos about it in the future, but like we've been testing this a bunch. I'm not just like making this up. This is exactly what we're doing inside the accounts. It seems to be working. So this is the old way. Again, we used to have one CBO campaign. We go back and forth about ABO and CBO. We test it, and we just don't find that there's really like a huge measurable lift in doing one or the other. CBO with minimum ad set budgets is like just the best thing that we found that's working for us right now. Happy for anyone to prove me wrong and, put me in the comments, but like we keep testing ABO and we don't find that we get really any marginal lift either way. So CBO, minimum ad set budgets. If it's a brand new campaign, we will test a few different audiences. So if it's new, what we would actually test is like, we would do a interest stack, we would do a lookalike stack, and we would do broad. That's like our day one testing thing. Usually we find one ad set works, one audience is working best. So whenever we want to launch new stuff, we just take the winning audience, and we were just launching like a new concept, and it would be like one concept with 3 to 5 variations. That's basically what we were doing for a long time. Here's the new thing that we're doing. So we're still doing CBO with minimum ad set budgets. We do minimum ad set budgets just to force Facebook to spend a little bit on each ad set. Our general rule is we always do 50% of the entire campaign budget goes into minimum ad sets, and then the other 50% Facebook can spend however it wants. We will do that for 7 days, and then we'll take off the minimum ad set budgets. And then when we launch new ad sets, we'll use, more or less about that same amount for the new ones, so that the new ones always get a little bit of spend, but then it comes off. And at the end of the day, Facebook can decide what works best. So we're doing CBO. We're still doing, for a brand new campaign, those 3 interests. So we will do lookalike, and this is just a stack of lookalikes. All are good data, the more the merrier. Interests, we're just trying to give Facebook a little bit of direction and a little bit of push on which way to go. And we're doing broad. So that is like still the 3 ad sets that we're using in the very beginning. So we have one campaign with 3 ad sets. Inside of each ad set, it looks the exact same. We're putting 7 to 15 ads. These ads are super different. So we're pulling from a bunch of these, and we're doing multiple videos, and we're doing multiple images, and we're even throwing a carousel in there, trying to have some like different variety. So 7 to 15 ads. All of them have completely wildly different creatives in between video, images, and carousels. And then we're using Facebook's we're doing this at the individual ad level. So we have 15 actual individual ads in there, and then we're using all 5 body copies and all 5 headlines. So we're just stacking that in there, and we're letting Facebook decide which ones of these are best. Now, again, once we start to run some data, we might see one of these works better than the other ones. And so the audiences that don't seem to be working, we'll just stop using them. And we will just keep launching new ad sets with the winning audience and 7 to 15 new ads every single time. So we want to launch a new batch of ads. Historically, what we were doing was if we had 3 concepts, we were launching 3 ad sets. Now, if we have, 8 different ads or 12 different ads we want to launch, we just get one ad set and we launch all of them in there. So each time we're rolling out new stuff, we're rolling out in that single ad set. That's like the batch of ads that we're launching, but we're having way more diversity at the actual ad level in terms of what's going inside of those. And then we still have retargeting in a separate campaign because we just want to retarget people who are already consuming our content. And oftentimes we will do this with like direct response ads, and we will also include like video content. So we just have like video engagement campaigns running to retargeting, because once people start engaging with our ads, we just have a bunch of content we want to watch. And so this is what that ends up looking like. So we've got one campaign, we've got our 3 ad sets in here that we are testing. And then within that ad set, we might have a bunch of different ad creatives. And again, what we want to have is different diversity in the themes, messagings, and visuals. So the big one being visuals. Like think about the visual is the thing that's really going to grab someone's attention. So we want to have a lot of different types of ads in here. You know, like if all we have is talking head videos, or all we have is like images with native images with headlines on it, we don't have a lot of diversity in the thing. We just have slight iterations of the same type of ad. And so what we want to have here is just, again, a bunch of different ad styles. And when you think about just making a list, you know, of the types of ads that you could do, you just want to go through, and when you're looking at your account, make sure that you have diversity in all of these things. So now you have the full setup, and I know you're probably most excited to just jump in and like test out this new campaign structure. And remember, when you roll out new stuff like this, like don't just throw, you know, turn off all your old campaigns and throw everything into this new thing. Like roll it out, make sure it works for you, and then you can slowly scale your budget into it. But the real secret is in that creative diversity. Like they didn't mention it 13 times in that press release about creative diversity for no reason. Like that's what they want to see. They want to see lots of different types of ads inside your account. So test this out, see how the kind of results you get. And I know this might seem like a lot to implement all this on your own. So if you want some help with this, just click on the link down in the description below and book a call. I go way deeper with my clients on all this, and we actually provide you with like the templates, the AI processes, the resources, all of that stuff. So check that out. Drop any comments down in the questions below. Also, like, let me know what is your takeaway, and also what are the different things that you're seeing, because I know, you know, in the last couple of weeks being a media buyer, like I've seen a bajillion videos on YouTube. Everyone's got a different style that's working for them. I really want to make sure that we like tested stuff before I came in here and made a video about, you know, what I've been seeing other people say, but like, hey, what's actually working for us and how are we thinking about it? And I think one of the biggest things that, you know, I shared with you in this video that I haven't seen in all these other videos is like, what does creative diversity actually look like? Because a lot of people are talking about campaign structures, and I showed you ours, but also it's like what goes inside of those campaigns and how do you have a lot of creative diversity. So that's that, but I'd love to hear what you think. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day out there, and I hope to catch you in another video soon.